I love superheroes more than fantasy. So I like Lord of the Rings, but I'm not a huge, like, I'll watch it day one when it comes out in theaters. But this is a headline that was sort of interesting. A Swedish company named Embracer paid $396 million for the Lord of the Rings rights. That's film, that's TV, that's internet, that's toys, that's everything. This particular article did not have, it didn't say 5, 6, 7 years, however long it is, but spending $396 million on Lord of the Rings, especially on the heels of how much Amazon paid for that Lord of the Rings series.
Show.
Are you surprised that the Lord of the Rings franchise got $396 million just for the rights to produce content?
That seems like a steep price tag, but I mean, with everything in the world, it seems like the price of everything is going up. So I'm not surprised with the price tag, but it really just depends on what you plan on do with it. If they do this and then they do absolutely nothing but put out some toys, then this was pointless. You know what I mean? Like, you better utilize this to the best. You better put out comics, you better put out toys, you better put out series, you better make a theme park with a freaking Lord of the Rings attraction. Like, you need to try to utilize this as much as possible, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to end up in the red. You know, like this, you don't want this to end up being a stupid investment and you just invested in something based off of the name. But once you got it, you're like, well, damn, what are we gonna do with it? Like, we got it now, so what are we gonna do with this? Like, what are they gonna rent it out to Amazon or something? We own the rights now, Amazon. We know you got deep pockets. Pay us now. You know, we're the stakeholders here now. So unless they're just trying to like, oh, we just gonna like milk Amazon out of as much money as we can and then try to make all of our money back through Amazon, that's the only thing I can think of.
Are they just going to do like Frodo Chia Pets? What are they going to sell? They better have some sort of an idea after spending that much money, because on one hand, though, $396 million just on the face of it sounds like a lot. But considering that Disney paid $4 billion for Marvel and $4 billion for Star Wars, Lord of the Rings in some ways at 10% of that amount.
Yeah, I can't see Lord of the Rings, Marvel and Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Those is like, man, that's apples and oranges. I could do a whole lot with Star Wars. Like, you know, I could do a whole lot with Star Wars. There's a whole lot of stories to tell that many people will be very, very happy to hear. As we've seen, like, you know, I mean, even though people aren't really happy with what we got with Star Wars, including myself, but that's a conversation for another day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of things that you could do with it. Lord of the Rings, on the other hand, like, that's a very niche property. It's a very small community that you're going to try to sell this product to. So whatever you choose to do with it, you better do it big. Because I mean, I would probably reboot the whole damn series and just put them back all in theaters or something, because I don't know how they're going to make their money back. Like, that's a lot of money. Unless you open up a theme park, you just have Hobbit Land or something, you know, like the Shire, you know. I believe that this company, the Swedish company, just bought a comic book, right? They own.
I think they have Dark Horse Comics, I think.
That alone tells me, like, you ain't got much on your resume to show me that you know what you're doing with these properties. It really just feels like you're just like, if I have an opportunity to buy a big name, I'm gonna do it. And you just like, oh, that sounds like a good thing. I'll buy it. Anybody got any ideas? Funko Pops? Anything? Records? Vinyls? What are we doing here?
That would make a lot of money. Funko Pops are everywhere. Right. Corporations, get your act together.
Right.
If you had to pick a Lord of the Rings character that is your favorite, who is your favorite Lord of the Rings character? Or if you could create a Lord of the Rings character, who would you create as a character for you?
So I did used to play the Lord of the Rings video game. I did play that. And the reason we played it is because it was like a multiplayer thing. And the idea of like all of us fighting at one time was pretty cool. And we used to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and like we all had our superheroes that we picked, and we used to do that. I was always the elf because he was a marksman, like he was the one that used the arrows. So I'm always a fan of like bow and arrows. I'll probably pick an elf or something. If you can make me a black elf or something, you know what I'm saying? Like I think we could. I think I'll rock with that.
Love it. It's always fun to cosplay a little bit and to kind of role play and do that thought experiment of like, well, if I were in a Lord of the Rings movie, who would I be? Like, I have no clue who I would be.
If I ever get this digital art thing and I can find somebody to do some stuff, man, I'm gonna try to cosplay as one of my own characters. That'll be cool.
Nice. Yeah. Would you be the main character, or would you be a background character? Like, be like George Lucas in the background?
If I envision a person to be like this this big tall dude or something. Like I ain't tall, so I gotta find somebody that's tall that fits the bill. I mean, either that or we're gonna have to do some Clint Eastwood stuff, and we're gonna have to like bring the doors down, and you're gonna have to give me some stiletto boots, and I gotta look taller than what I really am. Like, I mean, there's ways around it. I mean, if it's my movie, I'm probably going to end up being a killer or something.
They've always said that like the best way to cast yourself in a movie is to write yourself into the cast to where no one else can play the character except for you. So
yeah, Tarantino casting himself as a man smelling feet, so he lived his best life.
that's true.